Test, test. What do you think? Test, 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 test. Test, test.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living Nashville.
I've seen my share of struggle when I thought that I knew best, when I sailed through a storm instead of stopping to rest. And it always seems the hardest when I made up my stubborn mind. Well, I'm changing my ways this time. I wanna be like water coming down the mountain in the shadowy canyons, flowing from pool to stream. Wanna be like water, head uphill no more. I am bound for the sea. Have you ever seen an eagle head straight into the wind? He doesn't pick a fight, spreads his wings and just gives in. And in the end he always makes it home just fine. I guess he knows that every storm subsides. I wanna be like water coming down the mountain in the shadowy canyons, flowing from pool to stream. I wanna be like water, head uphill no more. I am bound for the sea. I'll let nature take its course. No more thinking that I know where this river's meant to go. I have railed against the stars for the cards that I've been dealt, for the lottery I've never won, for the heartache that I felt. But it always seems when I let go, expectation and regret, life has plenty of surprises for me, yeah. I wanna be like water coming down the mountain in the shadowy canyons, flowing from pool to stream. I wanna be like water, head uphill no more. I am bound for the sea. Wanna be like water coming down the mountain in the shadowy canyons, flowing from pool to stream. I wanna be like water, head uphill no more. I am bound for the sea.
Ravenberry Answers.
And as Larry said, good afternoon, everybody. It's my pleasure to welcome you to Sunday service here at the Center for Spiritual Living. I'm Reverend Marietta Carter, a practitioner here at CSLN, and today I'm your host for today's service. I welcome all who are watching online, and I invite you to join us here in person on the campus of Unity in Nashville on Franklin Road. Today, Reverend Mitch Johnson, the founding minister of CSL, will be our guest speaker. The title of his talk is What It Does. So today you can learn to believe that you can create your heart's desires and create a wonderful life. So listen to his talk intently. We're also pleased to welcome Raven Barrientos. Yay! It's always my pleasure to welcome her to our stage, to listen to her and her musical gifts. I'm going to go off script just a little bit. I want to start the service with a request for anyone who's listening to this service to send out their love to anyone who is impacted by our weather, and for those who do not have the comforts of home. For years, y'all may not have known, but I worked with homeless families and women and children who were displaced from their homes because of safety issues. And from personal experience, I know what it's like to be displaced from a home. So I'm asking everyone to surround our community that was impacted by the winter with love. This includes sending out love and giving thanks to our faith-based communities and our government resources for helping our communities in need. I'd also like for you to embrace our students and staff at Antioch High School. I'd like for you to embrace our community as hurting or in some ways impacted by yet another student whose life was lost by senseless killing. So I invite you to know and join me in knowing that we are an exclusive, open spiritual community and that we're based on love. We are here to support anyone who's seeking a deeper connection with God. We're here to love, honor, and support you wherever you may find yourself on your spiritual journey. So if you're wondering what the Center of Spiritual Living is about, I'm just going to share a few things. We believe that all people are individualizations of the one Spirit. We believe in immortality and the continuity of the individual soul forever and ever expanding. We believe that there is one God, and there are many paths to that God, and we're here to love and honor and support you wherever your divine path is. We believe in the golden rule of doing unto others as you would have them to do unto you. So this center, it is a safe haven for people of our beliefs and lifestyles. We don't tell you what to think, we teach you how to think. So wherever you found yourself on your journey, you are welcome here. Thank you for being here. And now, let us begin our service.
Good morning. I'm Reverend Laura Landris, and today I am reading from the Essential Ernest Holmes, Chapter 2. What we are looking for, we are looking at and with. Here, Ernest Holmes speaks of the universal availability of God and good. Most people who believe in God believe in prayer. It is normal that each one who prays shall feel their way of praying is the only way to pray, and that it is the right way. We are all more or less familiar with different religious beliefs and approaches to reality, each prescribing a way to pray, and each is right for him or her who believes in it. I believe every person's prayer is good, but I believe that all prayers, insofar as they are effective because they embody certain universal principles, which if we understood, we could consciously use, and that power, which is obtained by few, would be as easily used by all. If spiritual things be true, it is not enough simply to declare they are so. We have to understand how they work and why, the laws governing them. Then we shall be able to say, here it is. This is the way it works. You can use it, and I can use it. There is no special dispensation of providence. There is no God who cares more for one religion or another. As intelligent observers, we must realize that God is a universal presence, a neutral force, an impersonal observer, a divine and impartial giver, forever pouring itself upon its creation. God is an indwelling presence. We have to come to believe there is a reality which we sense in our own being, giving birth to a direct relationship to the infinite, which includes all the magnificence and the beauty and the power and the peace, which is commensurate with the meaning of the infinite God. Now, I invite you to know this in the first person for yourself or for a loved one. I know that there is one infinite intelligence, all-powerful and all-encompassing mind and life of God. It is all good. Everything I do, say, or think is governed by this divine intelligence and inspired by this divine wisdom within me. I am immersed in it. All of this good is mine. I am guided into right action, and I know exactly what to do in every situation. Enthusiastic joy, vitality, and health are in every part of me. I am conscious of divine guidance and accept all the good within me. I am open and receive God's infinite gifts. I embody the truest, deepest desires of my heart. I am so thankful for God within me. What a blessing it is to have God's unconditional love. I release this, my word, knowing it is true right now and together, and so it is.
What do I do if I'm not chasing anything? What do I do if I've got everything that I need? It's a question that no one's prepared me to answer. Where do I go if I'm right where I'm supposed to be? Where do I go if wherever I am home? It's a question I'm presently wanting to answer. If the usual way doesn't work for me now, that's a void I know nothing about. What if the race is over and we all automatically win? What if the game is ended long before it even begins? What if the test has been taken and we're all passing again and again? If the race is over, what then? What do I say if it's all perfect anyway? What do I say if I'm not here to change anyone? It's a question I truly don't know how to answer. How do I live if my life is eternity? How do I live if I'm no longer afraid to die? It's a mystery, no one can give me an answer. If the usual way doesn't work anymore, there's no map for what life has in store. What if the race is over and we all automatically
get any respect. Morning. So it's football season, huh? Or the end of it, I guess. So there was this football coach who was going to speak to his high school class. And he was going to tell them all about football, and he was excited about football, and he knew that they would be excited about football. And so he looks at the class, he says, everybody here loves football, raise your hand. So everybody raised their hand, except one lady, the one girl there sitting in the back. She didn't raise her hand, and he looked at her and he said, what do you like? She says, I don't like football. I like basketball. And he thought, well, that's okay, that's good. She said, no, I really don't like football. I like basketball. And he said, well, why do you like basketball so much? Don't you want to give something else a chance? No. Why do you like basketball so much? I said, well, said my mom, said my grandparents, my great-grandparents, my mother and father, they love basketball. They even played basketball. And they talked basketball. So I love basketball. And the coach said, well, little lady, if your mom was a prostitute and your dad was a drug addict, what would you be then? She said, oh, that's easy. I'd be a football fan. I'm not exactly sure what that's got to do with today's lesson. But something about having a closed mind and all that. So I have props today that I use to discuss what it does. This is the third chapter of the Science of Mind textbook, and which of the first 4 chapters, and we'll have that last one next week. But I guess I don't have to explain to you, this is a mirror, right? And it reflects back to you, whoever looks in at it, what that person looks like, right? So it's a grand metaphor for what it does. It being, as you may recall, first chapter was the thing itself, second chapter was the way it works, and this chapter is what it does. It, God, the quantum field of infinite potential and possibility, whatever you want to call it, reflects back to us what we believe into it. What we believe into it. I need a volunteer. Elle, come up here. Poor Elle. She's always available. Take a look in that mirror, Elle. Just look at it. Okay. You like what you see?
Sure.
Oh my God, what's that thing on your nose? Oh, no. Notice, is your mom in there?
Parts of her.
Well, yeah, your genetics, yeah, okay.
No.
Is your dad?
No.
Is that pesky neighbor down the street who doesn't like you?
No.
Are all those enemies you used to have in high school, are they there?
No.
Who's there?
Myself.
Me, myself, and I. The only person, incidentally, who can change what can be reflected back in this mirror. And that's Elle. Isn't that great? I want you to understand the utter simplicity of what I'm telling you. The utter simplicity is this. We can only get out of life what we're willing to put into it, what the mirror shows us. Did you do your affirmations this week?
I did.
I'll tell you what. I was going to save this for a little later, but we're going to do it now. So last week, if you weren't here, I gave everybody a challenge to say 25 affirmations in the morning and 25 affirmations in the evening every day for a week, right? How many did it? Okay, good. So, tell me about it. Start with you, Al. You know, it's really good to do these affirmations by looking straight into the mirror and saying them out loud.
You want me to say them?
Yeah.
I love myself. I believe in myself. I deserve all life gives me.
Yeah?
I love myself. I believe in myself, and I deserve all that life gives me.
How about the very best that life gives me? Try that one.
I love myself. I believe in myself, and I deserve the very best life has to give me.
Yes. Thank you. Who else wants to tell me what you did? You'll have to come up here because the camera, does the camera move if I come down there? Oh, it does? Oh, okay. As long as I don't fall down. So tell me what happened.
Well, I didn't necessarily remember to do it 25 times morning and night. but
Oh,
I
well,
did it when I-
Satan has gotten you in his snares. Oh, no, go ahead.
But I did do it a lot in the morning and at night, and one day I did it for 2 hours.
For 2 hours.
My head felt like it was this big. I didn't know that could happen, but it did. And I went around all day kind of shaking my head.
All right.
It was amazing.
Good. We gave the mirror, the law, something else to work with than the usual stuff we gave it to work with. You understand me? Who else wants to share? Nobody. Okay, come on up, John.
What happens if
No,
you break the mirror?
now, John was the football coach I talked about earlier.
Hi. I love you. I believe in you. I want the very best for you. And, yeah, I'll tell you, I did it for like the first 3 days, then I forgot about it, and then I realized Friday I didn't do it, and my life was kind of yucky for those few days, but then it got better after that. So,
Right.
so that was good.
Understand something. Yeah. Understand. This is very simplistic, this law, the law of mine. We try to make it more complicated than it is. No, I'm not, I know some of us have had difficulties in this life and problems and things. But what I'm trying to get you to do and understand is if you can get your mind past those and onto something else, that something else will become your experience of life. It's infallible. It's a law. It's just like the law of gravity. You throw something up in the air and it catches. You have to catch it. One time when I was a kid, I was reading Superman comics. So I tried to fly off the front porch. I learned about the law of gravity. So, just to make the point clear, the law, the mirror can reflect back the sweet flowers of life to us if we give it that to reflect back to us. Or it can give us the thorns if that's what we give it to reflect back to us. So people often say to me and have said over the years, well, Dr. Mitch, you say the same thing all the time. And I say, you're damn right. Because all of us don't get it. And when we finally do get it, that our life can only be what we're willing to give to it. We can only have love in our life if we're willing to give love. We can only have plenty in our life if we're willing to give plenty. We can only have joy in our life if we're willing to give joy. We can only have what we're willing to give. Given you shall receive, the Bible says. As you sow, so shall you reap. So that mirror there will give us what we really believe about life. So understand something. As Jesus taught, it's done unto you as you believe. Not as you like, not as you hope, not you got your fingers crossed about, but what you really do believe. So it behooves us to understand something. I'll put it this way. God always gives us what we ask for. Oh, some of you are going, yeah, but not me. I asked for some different stuff and I never got it. No. God always gives us what we're asked for. You know, when I was in grade school, I was pesky. I know you find that hard to believe. You know, we used to give, and so there were several wee boys in the class who would giggle in class, and the teacher would say to us, "You're asking for it, mister." And we were. But you understand, God always gives us what we're asking for. If we don't feel worthy, God says, "Dearly beloved, I love you so much. Here's some more unworthiness." That doesn't sound good, does it? But trust me, if there's a law, then there's a way it works. And the way it works is it reflects back to us. So what it does is create the people, situations, events, and circumstances that we give it to work with. So that can be anything. That can be a healing. That can be a new business. That can be success in business. That can be romance and relationships. That can be tap dancing if that's what you want. But understand something. Most of us go through life habituated to what we've seen, habituated to what seems to be out here. And because we're habituated to it, we keep repeating it and giving it and giving it. And then wonder why our life doesn't change. Well, I got news for you. You got to change. You got to, there was a lady who gave a talk on, I'm trying to think of her name, Mel Gibbons, I think her name is. And she has a book out now called Let Them. And it's a wonderful talk. And she says, you know, what keeps you from having what you say you truly want is you just won't do it. And so she had a terrible life up until she started going, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, get up. Just get up out of bed. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, write that letter. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, read that book. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Do something. Because it is a series of little things that you do. A little thought, repeated and repeated, gets better and better and stronger. Because as you know, and I've told you, a belief is just a thought that you have over and over and over and over until it becomes habituated. There's this thing in us. Our nerves, our neural structure that responds to what we're thinking and actually changes our bodies, our nervous system, to match that. To match that. So if we want a different body, we have to give it a different thought. Are you following me? Understand something. I love this teaching. I love this metaphysical stuff. I always have, I think. But you understand something, it won't do us any good until 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, you start doing it. Until you start doing those affirmations 25 times in the morning and 25 times at night. Until you start really understanding, you have to love the person in the mirror first. First and foremost. Because you can't love anyone else unless you love yourself first. Can I get a witness? Dear hearts, So what happens to us? Well, there's this verse in Corinthians that Paul wrote about. He said, we walk by faith and not by sight. And I remember when I was a Baptist, I hated that. Because faith always meant, well, I've got to do this really hard thing and struggle and strife. And then they'd say, well, you know, God won't test you beyond your ability to handle it. And I thought, screw you, God. Test me beyond my capacity to handle it? No thanks. So we walk by faith. Well, what's faith really? It's not that kind of a struggling thing that I was taught. Faith is a consistency and loyalty to every thought you're thinking, to your dream, to your desire, to your what can be, your loyalty to it. So that every day you're willing to get up, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and say, I love myself, I believe in myself. And you know, I deserve the very best life has to offer. Oh, and you do too. You do too. So, we walk by faith and not by sight. Sight, you see, is everything that's out here. What we were, what seems to be, all of the do's and don'ts, and oh my God, isn't it awful that? I know you guys don't know what I'm talking about. That's walking by sight and going, oh, ain't it awful? Have you heard this latest thing? Oh, I know there's gun violence. Listen, my son teaches in Antioch High School, and 2 of his students were killed. Yet, this is just life telling us we have to put something in the mirror of life different than what we've been putting. Would you agree with me? Yes. So we walk by faith and not by sight. Well, what does that mean? Look, if I walked down this aisle and out that door and kept walking that way, after a day, I'd be someplace different, wouldn't I? But you know, I might be going in that same direction and keep getting the same thing because I'm going in the same direction. But if I just alter it a little bit, just a tad, well, guess what? A day from now, a week from now, a month from now, I'll be in an entirely different place than where I was headed. I can be in my dream. I can be in my deepest desires. I can be where my desire wants me to be. Amen? Please understand, that's what I'm talking about. We walk by faith. Oh, I know there's going to be obstacles. I know there's going to be problems. I know all that. I don't care. Because I'm here to tell you, if you are consistent in your walk, you will change your own neural structure, and you will begin to habituate, I love myself, I believe in myself, and I deserve the very best life has to offer. By simply being willing every day, a little bit more every day, feel a little better every day, see a little more every day, love a little more every day, give a little more every day, pray a little more every day, be friendly a little more every day. And then that mirror has no choice. It's a cold, mechanical, impersonal law. It has no choice but to reflect back to you what you give into it. So this was the genius and utter simplicity of Ernest Holmes, who was telling us, look, it's not all that complicated. There's not a set of rituals you have to do. There's not somebody you have to please far off somewhere. There's something that you must just habituate, something you must see yourself doing, something you must feel good about. Feel good about every day. And then eventually you'll be there, whatever there is to you. You know, I think I said last week that all realities exist. Now think about that. All realities. Now this is kind of what modern quantum physics is telling us. Not me, but kind of what some of the physicists are saying. They're saying, look, it seems to be the way. That's the way the equations work out. But all realities exist in this infinite field of quantum potential and possibility. But as who said that? I forgot who said it. All realities exist, she said, but you get the one you're focused on. All realities. Think of it. That means that reality where you don't like it. And it also means that reality where you're happy, in love, tap dancing your way through life, and feeling the best you can possibly feel. That reality exists. I don't know what that is for you. Only you know. You know, it might be, I don't know, you create a great business, or you learn to tap dance. You know, I don't know what makes you happy, but I'm here to tell you that when you make yourself happy, you'll have found it. It's your bliss. So the law, the mirror, has no choice but to say to you, keep it up, keep it up, keep it up. A little bit better feeling, a little bit better love, a little bit better joy, a little bit better friendship. And you keep adding on to it a thought and a thought and a thought. And then eventually you'll have changed your neurological structure. I used to read that in this chapter. Dr. Holmes would say, embody it. And I thought, oh, well, I'm not sure what that means. Embody it. I understand now. When you do something enough, with enough feeling, the actual neural structure in you changes. It's called neuroplasticity, and becomes the place where this thing that you want can happen. Do I need to repeat that? When you do something enough, it could be anything. I was watching a basketball game yesterday because I'm not a football fan. No, I am. And they were shooting foul shots. And the announcer was saying, well, those guys always hit their foul shots. And that's because you understand they practice it in their minds and they shoot them. They stand there sometimes for hours on end just shooting foul shots until it becomes second nature. They have changed their neurological structure in their brain and body. They've embodied how to make foul shots. You can do the same thing with your dream, your desire, your healing, your tap dancing, if that's what you want. So you embody that. Embody it. You know, all realities exist, but you get the one you're focused on. If you don't remember anything else this morning, please remember that. It can change your life. And let me tell you something. Years ago, my life changed when I started making the law, the mirror, my BFF. Everybody know what a BFF is? Best friend forever? Because it is. There's no one in your life that's going to be more honest, more true, and actually more caring than this BFF you have, which will always tell you exactly what you're believing at any given moment. And that's a true friend. So how would you treat a true friend? Would you yell and scream at them and point out their faults? Would you tell them you never really liked them anyhow? No. You give them understanding. You give them love. You give them good ideas. In fact, you give them gorgeous ideas. You understand? Here's what I think, and I have no way of proving this. But you and I are here to give life gorgeous ideas. Like gorgeous ideas of song, gorgeous ideas of who we are, gorgeous idea of love and potential, gorgeous ideas that can help others understand how truly powerful they are. The only reason I do this stuff and love this stuff is because I have seen people change. I have seen people change. So I know you can too. You know, the only thing constant in this world is change. And we have to give gorgeous idea of what can be if we're going to change with the goodness that's always happening. I know some people will say, oh, well, Mitch, you don't understand how bad it is. No, I don't want to understand. Because I know this, if we get enough of humanity, enough people starting to see that love is always there, that everything is taken care of, that we can't ruin everything, no matter how hard we try, but we can build it up. We can create greater good. So if we get enough people doing that, trust me, the world will change if that's really what you want. But I've got to tell you something I've learned in this last few years. I like the world. The world doesn't need my opinion of it. The world is okay. Do you understand what I'm telling you? Because if you put something else there, something's wrong with the world, guess what you'll find? More things to be wrong with the world. Now, knowing how the law works, then I want to put before it things that can work for me. Gorgeous things. Like, I'll always have enough. There are people out there who will help. You know, I don't know how you are, but I like to give money to organizations that buy up land. You know, like what's the big organization? Yeah, the Nature Conservancy. I give them money every year, a lot of it. Why? Because they buy up land. Nobody's going to go in there and mess up that land. Right? So that's my way of saying, okay, but if enough of us do that, then we can have that kind of world if that's what we want. But understand, we have to start with the promise and the premise. The world is really okay. Why? Because we're really okay. We're really wonderful. That's a gorgeous idea, is it not? Just think for a minute. I'm here. Here's something we can wake ourselves up to every morning. This morning, I'm going to give myself a new, gorgeous idea that brings more love to the world and more love to me. That's not bad, is it? Well, maybe it is. This morning, I'm going to get up and bring a gorgeous new idea to the world. Sort of, kind of, maybe. Now, stand up. Stand up. You know what I want you to do? I want you to turn to someone and high-five them. Okay. Now, when you go home or when you go to the bathroom here, look in the mirror and high-five yourself. Do you understand something? And these are some of the latest psychological studies. People who do that in the mirror have more confidence. Why? Because, Dr. Holmes says in this chapter, love rules through law. When you love something, a gorgeous idea, the law responds quickly because that's what it is. Oh, it's also going to bring you the thorns of life if you focus on them. But please remember, all realities exist. You can sit down now. I'm sorry, I can't hear you. Mel Robbins, thank you. Yeah. Let Them. That's the name of her book. And she's got, well, anyhow, Mel Robbins says, all you got to do every morning and every evening, and any time you think of it during the day, maybe for 2 hours at a time, if you want a big head. And I always do, so. You get up and you say, you tell this story about who you are, and you make it a gorgeous story. Now, next week, in that 4th chapter, I'm going to be talking about how to use it, how you can use it in your life. And I've given you some hints today. But please remember, this is the truth that sets you free, that Jesus talked about, that the Buddha talked about, that Muhammad talked about. I don't know what the followers are talking about. Probably not that. But it doesn't matter. I want you to prove it in your life. Life is gorgeous. And give it some gorgeous ideas. And so it is.
Thank you, Mitch. Dr. Mitch, Reverend Dr. Mitch. So now is the time to give back to what serves us. If there's something that's touched your heart today, I invite you to give back to CSLN. And there's many ways that you can do that. You can place your gift in the offering plate that will be coming around, or you could use a credit card at our bookstore, which is to the left of me, or you can find a QR code in our lobby out front. I'm going to ask Jacqueline Corella and Mariella Rosebaugh to come down and to take our offering. Please join me. Before you join me, I'm going to invite our online viewers to also give and make a contribution using the link that they should be seeing. So, say with me, divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive.
Bring it on, everything new, everything different, everything true. I am ready for my next thing to do. Bring it on, everything new. I'm through crying, I'm through waiting, I'm through hoping against all hope. I'm through longing for something gone that'll never return. I think I finally learned, so bring it on. Everything new, everything different, everything true. I am ready
Wow. What a great day. Thank you, Dr. Mitch. Thank you for a wonderful speech. And everybody, come on, let's just join me again in thanking Raven. You know, I'm just going to go off script just a second again. About a year ago, we were looking at coming to this campus of Unity of Nashville. And the band that we had at that time, there's a lot of different members. And this week I heard, oh, wow, you know, we don't have the band that we had over there at our other building. And all I can say is, thank goodness for change. Thank you, Larry Faragalli, being our music director. Thank you, Don Morgan, Mark Horowitz, for joining this team today. I'd also like to thank Dale Rogers and Ray Dryden for being our AV team. And I would like to thank all of you for being here today. So I have a few announcements. The Visioning Circle, I think it's led by David Armholder, practitioner and board member, is being held today for about an hour after our service in the classroom bookstore area, which is that way, okay? A new class will be starting with Jacqueline Carrillo. Jacqueline, she's here. She collected our offering. If you want to have any questions about her class, please turn around and look at her, ask her. She is available. This class is titled Creating Your Picture of What You Want. It's a book study. It begins Tuesday, February the 4th at 6 p.m. I know the class is designed to equip you with powerful tools to confidently navigate your world. Thank you, Jacqueline. Our next CSLN Coffee House is Friday, January the 7th. Okay. Thank you for listening. It's February the 7th. Gordon, are you involved with that? And so people can ask Gordon right down front if you have any questions. And Ray, AJ. So please join us for a night of entertainment, snacks, and fellowship. Our new member class is being offered on Saturday, February the 8th from 10:30 a.m. to noon via Zoom. You can find out more information about that on our website. And the next community dialogue will continue the discussion about responsibilities of our minister, the board, and the community. It's going to be held Monday evening, February the 10th from 6:30 to 8 p.m. And I've heard that they will honor the end time, so it will be an hour and a half. I invite all y'all to join. You can find the link once again on our website. CSL women have been invited to join Women of Unity's breakfast potluck. It's honoring Lisa Firestone on February the 15th at 9:45 in the Fillmore Hall here at Unity. Okay. Specifics of the CSLN budget for 2025 were discussed by our treasurer, David Jester, on January the 13th. So if you have any questions about our budget, if you would like to know more information, please reach out to admin@csl.nashville.org. No, cslnashville.org. Anyway, all of this is on the website, y'all, okay? So if you'd like any other details regarding these announcements or the things that you saw on the screen before service, you can find them in our newsletter or once again on our website. So before we close, I'm going to welcome all our visitors who are here, and I'm not going to ask you to stand, but I'd like for you to raise your hand. I'd like for anybody to raise their hand who is a visitor who would like a deeper connection to our community. And I would like our community members just to look around and see any hands that thank you that are being raised. Thank you. And so this is going to give us an opportunity to get to know you better, okay? And I also invite y'all to go right through these doors and join us for a little coffee or a little mix and mingle, because we would like for you to get to know us and we would like to know you. Thank you. If you're watching online, please give us a thumbs up, okay? And now I'm going to ask our practitioners, Dr. Mitch, Reverend Lynn back there, if you'd like to come forward and join us. Just want y'all to know, if there is something heavy on your heart today, or if there is something of your heart's desire, please don't leave here today without allowing us the honor and assisting you in living the life of your dream. If you have a health issue, or something is troubling you, or you want to attract a new career, or a new partner, or you want to get rid of a partner, come down here and ask one of these professionals to do an affirmative prayer, to do a treatment. If you're watching online, please go to our website under practitioners, and you can contact them directly. I'm going to end this service with a closing treatment. I'm going to say this treatment in the first tense. I invite you to make it personal to yourself. I also invite you to close your eyes and take a deep breath and release. Release that breath. And as you do, center yourself and open your heart and open your mind. And know with me that God, the one source, is the substance of all things. God is the giver of good, for God is good, and God is love. Love is a constant in life. The spirit of love moves through us and around us so we can experience the highest and best. It moves through us so we can experience heaven on earth. So in the words of Dr. Holmes, through the power of love, we can let go of the past and we can begin anew. Love heals, forgives, and makes whole. So today, with our increased awareness of spiritual truths, I know that the way to a fresh beginning, by saying yes to love, I gain a deeper connection to myself and the world around me. By letting go of thoughts and feelings or that stuff that does not serve me or others, I let go of that framework that interferes with me fully experiencing love. I see through all physical and mental obstructions to the one perfect presence that is within me. I see through all apparent contradictions to the one perfect being in every person. I see that all confusion to the one divine presence at the center of everything, and I invite everyone to know this truth. And as you're able, open up your hearts, open up your minds, and love others who are struggling to know this truth for themselves. You know, the divine in me knows what I want and lights my way. It lights the way for all. It leads me to become who I really am, and I affirm that when I'm one with the Creator of all good, I do amazing things. So I take the steps towards greatness. I affirm that the consciousness of peace and love is present in my life now and always. I believe in the God qualities of peace and love and joy, and I live in a harmony that anything that is opposite of that is simply a human misunderstanding of truth. Love is the I am that I am. It flows in me like a peaceful river, undisturbed by circumstances. I affirm that I am an individualized expression of the One. Yes, I'm grateful for this teaching of truth and love. I am so thankful that I can worship as I feel led and that I can gather with others who support me on my journey. I walk by faith. I speak my word of love, knowing that as it goes forth, it circles back to me. I release my words to the law, expecting and accepting this or something even better. And join me as together we say, and so it is.
Thank you, Etta. That was beautiful. All right, let's all stand and sing our closing song.
Just wait and see. Take a good look around, and if you're looking down, put a little love in your heart. I hope when you decide kindness will be your guide, put a little love in your heart, and the world will be a better place, and the world will be a better place for you and me. Just wait and see. Put a little love in your heart. 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 Come on. Put a little love in your heart. Each other now. Put a little love in your heart. All the world now. Put a little love in your heart, everybody. Put a little love in your
All right.
This program is a service of the Center for Spiritual Living Nashville. May your life be filled with joy and prosperity in every way. Learn more about our programs or contact one of our practitioners at our website, cslnashville.org. You may also want to follow us on Facebook at CSLNASH. You can make a big difference with your financial gift at lovecsln.com. Please share the link to this program with a friend and join us again next Sunday. Have a wonderful week.